This is Dr. Fred Foy Strang, and welcome to Moment for Mission. This podcast seeks to find inspiration and encouragement to make a difference. And today we're going to think about being your mission. My last episode, I said I would be exploring the trifecta of having, being, doing. Having a mission, being your mission, doing your mission. In episode 52, I shared some thoughts on having a mission. I noted that, not surprising to anyone, that life is hard. And especially in those rough patches of our journey, it's really important to have a mission. Secondly, as mostly a reminder to myself, I said that it's vital to keep our mission in front of us, to keep reminding ourselves of our mission. Life is better when we have a mission and when we are regularly reminded of that mission. Today, I want to tackle the second part of my trifecta, being. Think with me a moment about being your mission. I had a great comment from a listener that will help us get started on this path. Thank you, Tyler, for engaging with this discussion. Tyler wrote, "I've always had trouble actively finding my mission. Over time, I try to come to terms with the spot God's put me in. At the very least, that's already part of my mission, and I should work with that to the best of my ability. Maybe there's something bigger in the future, but that's no reason not to do my best with what I have presently." Wow, I can sure relate to what Tyler's saying, and I bet you can too. If you're anything like me, I sometimes make this whole my mission thing way too complicated. I start thinking of grandiose things I think I should accomplish, or maybe how I might change the whole world, or that I must write the next bestseller, or be some sort of mega influencer for good, or have a really important job. Well, when I let my mind run away with these thoughts, it often causes me deep frustration and angst. If I keep on those kinds of thought lines, I even begin to question my self-worth. And that causes floundering and stagnation. Way back in episode number 1, I said, your mission is that which you pursue with passion. So let's take a moment for mission and think about being your mission. All right, put on your philosopher's hat. Let's peel back some layers to essence, to existence. You may have heard the Latin phrase, cognito ergo sum. This philosophical statement was written by Descartes in his work Principles of Philosophy way back in 1644. The Latin phrase can be translated as I think, therefore I am, or some others translate it as I think, therefore I exist. So let's unpack that for just a minute. I think. There is a subject, I, and a verb, think. The subject, I, is able to think. The subject can produce an action, or a verb. An action, think, cannot function without a subject. There is a need for existence of the subject in order to perform an action. Therefore, subject I is existing. Another way to think about it, Descartes tried to understand his own reality and existence, so he deliberately doubted everything that was possible to doubt and came to the conclusion that if he can doubt that he exists, then he really must be existing. Since we are thinking beings, this proves our existence and the reality of life. Another philosopher, Martin Heidegger, in his work Being and Time, that was in 1927, radically rethinks Aristotle. He deeply engages with the ideas of Kant and Kierkegaard and Nietzsche and others. All this is a huge field in the study of philosophy called ontology, which, in an oversimplified definition, deals with the existence of entities and how they relate to each other. There's also a distinction in philosophy between the ideas of being and becoming. Being is how I am present, and becoming is my transformation toward fulfillment or embodiment of a desired change or destiny, if you will. Without getting any deeper into a philosophical mire, let me pull a couple of things out of this that may help us as we think about being your mission. First, I'm going to make an assumption that we do in fact exist. I am, or I be. The verb to be is the most complicated of all English verbs, and it is also the most used verb as well. Its basic form, it connotes existence. We are alive and on a human journey at a certain point in time and a particular place in the universe. This is, in and of itself, an amazing gift and a boundless opportunity. You are. You have being. Secondly, we need to think about why we exist, so that we can better realize how we understand being our mission. Remember Mark Twain's quote from last time? The two most important days of your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why. In other words, our being and our becoming. You can easily see how all this complex kind of thinking can lead to a person's frustration in determining a mission and vision of our being. So let's not make this concept of being your mission so complex that we simply throw up our hands in defeat and pour another glass of wine. For me, I have to remember to keep things simple, as I, like Winnie the Pooh, am a bear of little brain. Let me give you a personal example of what I mean. One of my missions in life at this age and stage is being a grandfather. When my grandkids come over to visit, I am fully invested in being Big Daddy. These kiddos have all my attention, all my energies, and I try to invest full being and presence with them as we together enact becoming. What is our big becoming? We are becoming a loving family. We are becoming connected in such a deep way that we all know we love and care for each other at the absolute deepest level humanly possible. We are becoming aware that we are loved, we're accepted without any strings attached. We are becoming belongers to one another. So here's some questions. Is part of your mission to be a great spouse? Think of all the ways then that you, in your being and being your mission, can impact your partner. Is part of your mission to be a person of good character? Well then, how will you practice being your mission when you record that golf score and nobody's looking? Or somebody cuts in front of you in the checkout line. Or you hear some ripe, juicy gossip about an acquaintance or coworker or student. Is part of your mission to be a person who cares for the earth? Well, how will you practice being your mission when it's time to buy, say, another car? Or select an item at the grocery store, or found out that local business that's polluting the river? What I have discovered is that defining my mission is deeply connected to becoming the truest self I can be. I may not can change the world, but in being my mission, I can certainly make a difference for good. For me, for my family, for my community, and just maybe for the world. So let me encourage us today. Embody your mission. Be your mission. Keep your mission ever before you and just keep on it. This is Dr. Fred Foystring. Thank you for taking a moment for mission with me today. Have a great day.